Alright, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, and it's the Memorial Day weekend. Let's don't forget why we get the extra day off. And I got a bunch to do. I need to change the oil and the fuel filter in this thing. Need to do a bunch of things. Need to fix the brakes on the Jeep. Need to change the oil on that tractor. What else? All kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. So, I need to sharpen the blades on the lawnmower, change the oil in it. And then Monday, the boy and I are going to set the engine in that BMW. At least that's the plan. Another thing I need to do is clean off that workbench, huh? And I got to stick that engine in the back of something so I can get it out of the way for a couple days. But I'll figure out something. Let's do a little Carolina coal stuff. The boy's gonna figure out he wished he'd roll the windows up when it rains. You know, sometimes these kids are hard-headed and they gotta learn it themselves. Oh, she lit right off. All right, let's see. This one will Carolina cold start. It's probably 68 degrees or so. By the way, this truck is for sale. We found it, the young man bought it, and he decided it was too nice for him and bought more of a beater. But this is a super, super nice truck. Original seat. It's got, I forget, low miles. It's got 65,000 miles on it. An elderly gentleman owned it. Bought it new, as I understand, and kept it undercover. It drives like brand new. The 305 runs great. The original radio works. The blower motor works on high. Come on. The choke works. And no, it's not going to be $5 grand. It's going to be probably quite a lot more than that. So don't be emailing me if you think you're going to pick it up for 500 bucks. Alright. This is a sweet truck. This is only, the dash is cracked a little bit. The rear view mirror fell off. It's got AAA stickers all over it. The $200 rewards for arrest and conviction. Yep. It's probably expired, I imagine. It's got Buick floor mats. Alright, I'm going to quit going on and on about it. But if you didn't notice, I really like this truck. Just listen to it. The door's got a slight tweak in it there. Here's where back in the day, they used to drill holes and pop dents out, but they didn't get the Bondo thick enough. I got the parts. I'm going to fix the air condition, and I think put front shocks on it, and then she'll be for sale. Super nice truck. Absolutely no rust whatsoever. Zero. It needs new trim. I mean, you know, it needs a few things, but super nice truck. New tires in. Yes, it's the Jeep. We done got it up on the lift, and we're finding some stuff. You know, that's an expensive piece of wire right there. And we got a extra short brake line. Looks like somebody's put wheel cylinders in it, but didn't ever hook that one up. It looks like you grease the wheel bearings there. That's interesting. She's a little crusty under here. Alright, the Jeep. The Jeep, I figured out why they had the brake line pinched off is because there was no brake shoes in that drum. Nothing. So there's that. Also, the parts store don't keep brake shoes for this in stock. Can you believe that? They got a little rusty under the shoes, so they fell off. So we're gonna need new front shoes. That wheel cylinder blew out as soon as we tried to pump it up. This is a little concerning. The U-bolts are broke both sides right there. Springs are broke. So I got the wheel cylinders, but I don't have brake shoes, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do about the springs and the U-bolts. Because the front end could come loose. That would be a bad day. Even though we're only going probably no more than 25 miles an hour with it. So, a new set from Kaiser Willys, springs, U-bolts, and shocks is $700. I don't know that I want to put that much money in this thing. But there's not a bunch of these laying around for parts, probably, is there? Anyway, I got some thinking to do there. Now, I'm going to pull the lawnmower in and see if I can get the oil changed on it and pull the blades off. They need sharpening. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to wait for parts on this. Alright, it's Monday morning, Memorial Day. I don't have to work, so I'm going to put the wheels and stuff back on this thing and get it out of here, because I think if the boy ever wakes up, we're going to work on that BMW. Try to set the motor in it. And I'm waiting on parts here, so no use this clogging up the workspace. Alright, let's do a Carolina cold start. It's probably 70 in here. It hasn't been run since the day before yesterday. Boy, those Carolina cold starts ain't difficult, are they? How do you turn this thing? And now I gotta take this motor out of the back of the truck, which shouldn't be too hard. Alright, here's a few observations about this engine. This is a 2014 6-liter out of a Caprice police car. One is, it don't have no power steering pump. The car had electric power steering. It's also got an 8-quart oil pan. I don't know if that's gonna fit. I don't know. And I'm not planning on putting headers in it. I'm planning on doing this if it'll fit. I ain't too sure what to do here yet, but we'll figure that out. It's got 823 heads. These things run pretty good. The motor mount was broke on the driver's side. Not sure how we're going to do the motor mounts either, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I guess I'm going to have to go throw some bucket of cold water on some young man. Alright, the boy finally got around. So we're gonna try to put this in there, see what it takes. So I think the first thing we need to do is take this mount loose. It's broke anyways. We need to take these motor mounts off and then try to set it in and see what else we got to do. We might have to pull the manifolds, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, the young man has removed both motor mounts, the transmission mount, and he's getting ready to remove the exhaust manifold on this side because I don't think it'll fit in there with it on. And I'm debating about this side. We may as well take this side off too. There's no use fighting it. Okay?
Alright.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You gotta take, all you got left to do now is remove these spark plug wires and take out those bolts. And the exhaust manifold will come off. You don't have to take off that one. Just these three. And what you want to do is make sure you don't break them, so you gotta kind of twist them. Or you could even take them off here, might be the easiest thing. Look, I'm pointing at the ceiling. You just have to make sure you pull it up and off them.
Alright.
Alright. It looks like the engine has been out of this car. It's had a socket on all this stuff. Everything. I wonder if it's a service replacement or something like that.
Where's our little bucket at?
It's around here somewhere. I always like to leave one in kind of loose in the middle so that it'll stay there until I put the wrench down, and then I can hold it and twist it out with my fingers.
Alright. It's got this one here in the middle.
And it's going to be stubborn, eh?
Yep.
Get the little air impact. Hopefully it don't twist off. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's going to fall if you don't grab it. What's it hanging on?
I left one bolt in it.
Oh. Well, then it wouldn't fall.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Alright.
Easy peasy. Right there it says 6.0, 6.2. Evidently they're the same block.
Wasn't that nice? Does that mean they'll line up a little better?
No, it means you could put different crank in it and rods and make more horsepower. Alright, the moment of truth has arrived. We're going to set that baby in there. At least we're going to try. We're going to try it. We should do better than that on the hood, and we probably will regret it, but maybe we just better do better than that on the hood.
Yeah.
Alright, we got her that far. The Transmission's looking pretty big for the transmission tunnel. But I don't see any major concerns yet. I guess we'll keep going. Alright, we about got her in there, but this oil cooler don't give us enough room to get by the steering rack. So I guess we need to pull that off. I'm also thinking this oil pan ain't gonna work, but we'll see. We'll see. So I was wrong about one thing. It is an oil cooler, but it's cooled with the engine coolant. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I guess some of you could answer. These things usually run around 200 degrees or 210. I suppose oil temperature could be hotter than that. I don't know. Anyway, I think things are going to be in the way. Well, you know, we couldn't finish the project before we dumped stuff all over the floor and all over my paint leg here. Probably won't be able to wear those to church no more. Alright, now that we've made a giant mess, we have determined the engine's got to go down and back, but it ain't going to do it with that oil pan. This oil pan is 8 quarts and it's pretty deep about in the middle. So I think what we're going to have to do is go out in the stash and see what I got, which I'm going to do right now. Alright, left over from the 57 project, we have this, which I think is going to serve us much better. That'll let us clear the power steering and the cross member and all. And there's a few pickups. So I think that's what we're going to do. But you know what? I'm not feeling too grand today. I think I'm going to call it a day. What do you say?
Alright.
We need to pull it back out and change the oil pan is what we got to do. Maybe if I'm feeling froggy tomorrow night when I get home, we'll wheel it out, change the oil pan. We won't mess with the sump and all that this time. We'll just put the oil pan on, put a couple bolts on it, and slip it in there so we can figure out our engine mounts and all that. So we get the engine sitting where we need it, and then we can start doing the other stuff. Didn't get near as far as I wanted to today, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles now and then.
It's true.
It's true, he says. Alright. Probably be back tomorrow night.